We've got an early morning stream, 9 a.m. Eastern. The West Coasters are still asleep, but we're going to be grinding out some drafts. Well, a draft. Let's do it. I'm in the draft. We got the 5th overall pick. Wonder if some of you guys got in here too. I don't recognize any names up here though. Haven't checked what's going on BK11? Is BK initials? Are you Brian and your last name is Kensington? Aaron just got to the office. I just got to the office too, technically. My office at home. The kids are gone for the day at their camps and their daycare. My wife dropped them off this morning. There's Minnesota Mike. Hey, Mike, Addison's been falling, buddy. He's been falling. All right, we'll go Saquon. You know, I have my exposure up over here. So I'll tell you guys where I'm at with some of these guys as I draft them. Saquon, that's like my 3rd or 4th Saquon share, so not much. I'm at like 3%. Call me Brian Comas Jr. Okay, all right. What's up, Pete? Good to see you. Matt, good to see you. You just missed the draft. Bobcat, what's going on? Yeah, Mike, for the record, man, I saw Addison. I wasn't, unfortunately, I was on the other side of the room of the draft board, but Addison fell to the mid-8th yesterday in a draft I was in. I heard the numbers Rich gave you on the pod. Yeah, man, it's happening. It's falling. The thing is, though, is that the suspension hasn't even happened yet. You know, that's just all based off of the incoming suspension. So the people who are reacting to it are the people who would be a little bit more into knowing what's going on with that situation. There's going to be a ton of people who have no idea that it's even happening. But we'll see. We'll see. As you know, if you join the stream, I'm going to talk about it. I was in a Millie Maker the other day, and this guy with the second pick took Allen, Mahomes, Hurts in the first 3 rounds. Did it? I'm assuming it stuck. I mean, DK's not like insane with canceling drafts, but they will every once in a while. Travis Hunter went 104 in a draft this morning. That's pretty aggressive. We'll see, Mike. We'll see. I've just been doing this a long time to know that I can't assume the market is being rational, you know? That's just really what this comes down to. I think what you're stating from an analysis perspective is not wrong, right? Yeah, but this is his ADP right now. When we had the discussion, it was even higher. He's already fallen 4 spots since there 3 to 4 spots since we had the discussion. Because right now, let me go to Addison on here. Yeah, right now it's 78. It wasn't 78 when we were chatting about it. Was it 74 when we were talking? I wish we would have just like said the number. Maybe I did on the stream. If I'm wrong about how far he falls, it will change the way I handle DUIs and pending suspensions. It's totally fair. I think that you're right, though, that like, again, that early 7th range is probably where, I mean, I'd say arguably into the late 6th with the way that like some things are shifting and like news on players and stuff like that is where he probably should be. I just haven't been aggressive in getting him because I have a feeling I can get him a little bit later in the, final 50 or so drafts that I do with the Millie. What's up, John? I'm glad you are digging the AM streams. It's nice to get Saquon here. Hopefully we can get a solid wide out. I mean, we might be able to get AJ Brown, knock on wood. That'd be pretty fun. What if we just like go nuts with Eagles? What if Devontae falls to 5.5? I'm just having this vision of Saquon, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Devontae Smith. Nico was the cover boy, though, of this stream, and he already went. What draft is this for you? I'm up to 101 with the draft that I'm in. I think this is like 90. AJ Brown just got sniped. I mean, look, starting a draft with Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley could be worse. I know that it's like the alpha move, if you will. Not big pass catchers. This is a PPR platform. I'm not like overweight. Here, let's see where I'm at. I might be actually decent with Jonathan Taylor, which is surprising because I wasn't. Yeah, I'm actually at like 9% with Taylor. I probably need to cool down a little bit. A lot of that is just like in this range, he's just kind of there after the wideouts go. Yeah, you can get it for sure. I'm not saying that you can't get it. It's not it's certainly not impossible. It's not super easy, but it's definitely not impossible. I don't know if you heard of the FFA channel, but he was saying how yesterday the data of Saquon getting all those carries last year actually points to him staying healthy for this season. I don't know what that is about. What's that? I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know about the FFA channel either. Would you force wide receiver if DK uses 3 wide receiver slots and 2 flex slots? Do you think we would see only wide receivers? I mean, we would see more wide receivers. We should see more wide receivers than we do right now, in my opinion. The thing is, though, is that you got to at least play the game a little bit. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't go with this kind of build all the time. This is going to be like, I'm not going to worry about running back unless I mean, more than likely not going to worry about running back for a really long time here. I mean, Josh Jacobs sitting there way past ADP is kind of tempting. We could get weird if you guys want to get weird, if Josh Jacobs is still on the board. But I think Devontae Adams is probably my pick next. Do you guys want me to get weird? Okay, Josh Jacobs just got drafted. I'm not going to get weird. We'll go Adams, I think. Pretty wide receiver heavy draft. I'm a huge believer in Nico. What do you think the chances are in finishing the top 3 wide receiver? I mean, look, no wide receiver really has like that substantially great of a chance to finish as a top 3. It's just really hard to do, but I think he's absolutely a go-to pick. I have him ranked ahead of Malik Neighbors. All right, answer that one. Tyler, good morning. Good morning, my man. There goes Amari and Hampton. He's rising. I'm going to be off on Hampton if he gets much higher than this. Let's see where I'm at with Hampton, my Hampton exposure. Yeah, I'm at about mark. I'm at like 8%. I like Hampton. Love him as a prospect. Sent some, oh, thank you. White hat looking clean. So I'm wearing the same thing I did last stream because I haven't showered yet from yesterday, and I just put on the clothes that I was wearing yesterday. So I couldn't wear the same hat that I was wearing in yesterday's stream because that would just be weird. But yeah, the Amari and Hampton stuff, I sent a tweet yesterday, kind of a like, let me just post this tweet to anyone who tries to argue about the Greg Roman stuff, because I've talked about Greg Roman's offenses historically. He has never had an offense where his running back room has finished top 10 in PPR scoring. And that's driven by the fact that his offenses have averaged a rank in running back target share of about 26 to 27th, right? And so, yeah, this is what Tyler's referring to here. So when can we expect JJ diss tracked on @RandoFF account? Since that's the next stage of becoming a best ball bro. So John Daigle yesterday, for those of you who don't know, John Daigle yesterday tweeted a screenshot from a newsletter that I had sent earlier this offseason on the Greg Roman statistics I was talking about, showing the target share rank for Greg Roman and his offenses for running backs, and then the points per game rank, right? Or the points scored rank. And just to show that, like, I think the general consensus believes that Greg Roman is like this amazing, amazing coordinator for running backs, but descriptively and historically, that really hasn't been the case. That was the gist of why I had put that together. So then someone came at me and said, this is lacking context, and then listed all of the running backs that played under Greg Roman and their ages, right? So giving it context. So I just responded in a long tweet, and you guys can ignore the tweet. I don't care. It was more so for me to be able to just copy and paste that tweet for anyone who kept saying this is lacking context. Yes, it was lacking context because freaking Daigle took a screenshot of a newsletter and just put it on Twitter. But I gave it context. I showed that when Frank Gore left San Francisco after being with Greg Roman, he saw a target share increase. When Greg Roman left Baltimore, the Ravens, with Derrick Henry last year, who's not a pass catcher, they saw an uptick in running back target share. When Greg Roman left Buffalo, LaShawn McCoy, right after that, saw a 3 percentage point increase in target share. So this isn't a situation where I'm saying like fade Amarian Hampton or, Amarian Hampton won't see any work as a receiver. There's a gray area that we need to live in. It drives me bonkers that people have to just go on one side or the other at the extreme with all this analysis, when all I'm saying is that Greg Roman's offenses, you probably will not project the same way a Sean Payton offense you would project. That's all that is. It's not that deep. To me, it's just important to talk through that. All right, we're probably going to go Xavier Worthy here. And then people always respond and they're like, why do all the D-bags that argue with you on X are either from Philly or Vikings fans? I don't think that there's like a go-to fan base or anything like that like to argue. But like the other thing too, in those situations, people are like, just mute him, bro. Do you guys realize how many people I mute and just move on from? If I'm responding to one person, I'm ignoring 99 other people. That's just how it goes. Also, the day that I stop conversing is the day that I stop caring. And if I stop caring, if I'm not caring, I'm not doing my job. I love this stuff. You shouldn't be a fantasy football analyst if you're not ready to go back and forth with somebody about a football discussion. I don't hate that dude. He's probably I'd probably have a fun time playing Mario Golf with him. I'd let him even play as Metal Mario. I'd probably beat him. But like, this doesn't need to be so deep all the time, like we can just have a discussion about football. We can disagree. If you had a platform or, someone that messages me that's anonymous and they're like, hey, yeah, just mute them and move on. If you had a platform, you can do that. That's fine. This is how I handle things, right? I ignore the vast majority, but then every once in a while I'll respond. Because I think in this case, it was important to respond and show people that my analysis is not just a table. There is context. Oh, he's not beating me in Mario Kart. At least Mario Kart 64. That's not happening. Yeah, like having thick skin is fine. And like, there's definitely instances where, especially like when I first started doing this way back in the day, things got under my skin all the time. Man, this is a rough spot to be in. It's a wide receiver heavy draft. I don't really want to get Zay. I'm a little bit lower on Zay. Let's go Ridley. Let's just go Ridley. Tough spot. Pete, I Smash Bros would be a fun one. But yeah, like the thick skin thing, like I've definitely developed more like thicker skin as years have gone on, just because you get exposed to so much more hate and trolling and stuff like that. I honestly don't get that much crap though. I think that people, like, if you're showing your work and if you're thorough with what you're doing and you're not being a dick, you don't get trolled nearly as much. But yeah, I mean, like, people still hit me up and they like to talk junk but people who do that, I've learned at least, are just projecting. That's all. They got stuff going on at home that I feel bad for them, that they got to be anonymous on the internet and be a jerk to somebody who's not being a jerk to them. That's literally over fantasy football. But yeah, back in the day when I first started, because I started doing all this when I was like 24. So definitely was not mature enough to be growing an audience at that time. So there's a lot of instances where I'm like getting angry or frustrated and all that, but you just grow as a human and you recognize that was a thing that was happening. I don't know. A lot of olds on this team, man. Team 3 looks good. Yeah, I like Team 3. Not getting any real value here. I mean, Worthy was I still think Worthy should be more in the early 4th. People that are jealous or angry are likely just insecure, bitter about their own lives. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've really tried to like just approach situations like that with compassion. It's really difficult in the moment when someone's like just being a complete, what to you, to just kind of take a step back and just be like, all right, like they probably had a bad day at work, or maybe something's going on with health or something. And you try to be at least compassionate to a degree. Some people are just jerks. And then, you can usually see, I usually click people's timelines if I want to respond or not before I do. I don't want any crazies. You know what I mean? Hey, just logged on. Did we talk about how Amari Hampton is the best receiving back of all time and Roman is just going to feed him targets until the wheels fall off? Oh, I love it. The thing that's crazy about like the ebbs and flows of fantasy analysis too is that like you go from like touting a dude. I don't know how many of you guys are subscribed to the newsletter. You should be subscribed. It's completely free. I write a newsletter every single week, some sort of like brief study analysis, whatever. And then Kitchen sends a newsletter at the end of the week. This Mahomes pick is pretty tilting with Jaden Daniels. So it's a free newsletter, lateround.com. But if any of you are subscribed during the offseason, I was literally like hyping up Amari Hampton pretty early on in the process because he looks so good in my prospect model. And then all of a sudden I'm a hater because I'm just trying to do some analysis about his coordinator. It's just so bizarre. The same thing's happening with like Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice, where I'm simply saying Rashee Rice's ADP should fall. Whereas immediately after the news, he was still being drafted close to ADP. Now let's just get some floor action with Jacoby. Jacoby or Jennings. I don't like Judy. I'm not drafting Godwin. I don't want to go running back here. Although we could go Harvey. You know what? I might go Harvey to pair him with. Let's go Harvey and pair him with Worthy. Just means even fewer running backs on this team. It started out as like I'm not getting any falling values kind of draft, so you might as well just build something a little funkier. I'd usually just pound wide receiver. What if this is the 20th year breakout for Roman and he changes everything as a coordinator to take it to the next level? Yeah, definitely. It's pretty crazy on DK. In a good way. I like this range of wide out in the 5th. I think there's a lot of good value. And then I still like it in the 6th. I probably should have just gone wide out because the 7th, the 7th round is my least favorite area of the draft. There's always like nothing there. But if we could get like a Shakir, I'd even just go Diggs just to get some substance there. I mean, we probably should go Diggs just to lean into the old player group. The main reason I got RJ Harvey there is because I needed someone young to bring this average age down. I know we have Worthy, but time to get back to work, to the work grind. Slam the like and sub, y'all. Support JJ. Thank you. Thank you. It is a very trying time in my life. My favorite people who are just like, you're so soft because you responded to somebody. You did analysis on the internet. You're so soft, man. Just ignore him. Quit being so soft. Like, yeah, I'm soft. I'm a fantasy football analyst that's my job. What do you think? I'm getting in bar fights? Like, what do you expect? Yeah, of course I'm going to do analysis. That's literally what I do for a living. No, I did not give. Kitchen's probably sleeping still. Kitchen's a night owl who is also in a different time zone than me. This is going to be Diggs, this pick. I'm saying by Nolan Brady. Okay, good. Oh, like Buka. That's even crazier. Let's go Diggs. I think his ADP is going to be rising. It's around early, or let's say 10 picks early or whatever, but this is a wide receiver heavy draft. It opens up a Drake May stack. We do have outs for stacks at least. We got Bo Nix in the next round. We got Cam Ward late. We have Matthew Stafford. We have Drake May. Oh, there's the Swolecast. I like that Kitchen's now not on his personal account, his Mike Glennon avatar account. Which, by the way, we gotta let me check. This is the day that we get to see if you guys get to choose my avatar. Let's see. Didn't get it yet. It's at 95 likes. And I'm not even going to tell you guys what I'm talking about because the real ones got to be the ones who drive that engagement. But we're at 95 likes. If you know, you know. Oh, here we go. It's Davis. Okay. All right. I figured it wouldn't be Kitchen. He's been working for 2 hours. I don't know. Oh, wait. Kitchen did message me in chat. He's been working. 9:30 Eastern, baby. Man, I just can't get behind Brian Robinson at 7:10 on DraftKings. It's just touchdowns matter less. It's early for Judkins. Touchdowns matter less. You really for Brian Robinson to pay off, he basically has to score at least double-digit touchdowns. Do you think it'd be a good idea if you could chat with who you're drafting with? It would turn into chaos if they allowed that. It could turn bad. We know how people behave on the internet. Wonder where my Diggs exposure's at. Okay. Probably be at 10% after this draft. The banter would be fire. Yeah, I mean, it's just we know how people behave on the internet. We've literally just been talking about that on today's show. He's got to go Jamal Williams touchdown upside to be a big hit. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd have to look. But even Jamal Williams, it's like, obviously he was a massive hit because of but he was being drafted so late, which made him even more valuable that year. Brian Robinson is not, he's a middle round pick. All right, let's see where we're at. Could go Jaden Reed, could go Bo Nix. I kind of want to go Bo Nix and get ahead of the quarterback run. We have RJ Harvey and Xavier Worthy. And we know that we can get some pass catchers later with Denver. So passing on Reed could be a mistake because we do need wide receiver. But man, I was in a draft yesterday on here and the quarterback run was out of control. And it wouldn't surprise me if it just continues to happen. I mean, we've seen it just getting worse and worse as time has gone on the platform. There's Dak. Like, we just want more and more quarterbacks get drafted. Need to know Bo Nix exposure. I think I'm at like 10 or 11%. Yeah, 12% Nix. I like Nix. I know people have not been as into, like, some people think that he's overvalued and stuff, but like, you look at players who did what he did as a rookie and how they perform in future years. The environment's really good. You could argue that there's not going to be enough negative game scripts, but I think Nix is good. Yeah, I mean, I like Kyler too. Getting ahead of the quarterback run is always the right move. I think so too. And we get all these guys starting to go right here. I'm not going to lean into quarterback this next round probably and hope that Drake May falls. But like Brock Purdy just went. I mean, if Evan Ingram's there, that'd be great. Otherwise, we're probably not going to feel great about it and take Michael Pittman. Does this team have... Oh, this team had... okay, good. All right, we got Evan Ingram. Past ADP. Don't have a ton of Ingram, actually, even though I think that he's a decent target this year. Who are you willing to take a round and a half before ADP in this range? In this range, basically no one. Quarterbacks. Like, this is one of my least favorite. I think J.K. Dobbins is a good value. But I hate this range so much. I think that's part of the reason why Trey Harris, I'm drafting a decent amount of. But I think that's the reason why quarterbacks just go in this range, because there's just not that much to love about the players here. Jaylen Warren, I like. I'm not like going super heavy on the Giants running backs. Keon Coleman's fine, especially in stacks. But like, Tyler Warren, sure. I think Tyler Warren's been a little bit overvalued on DK personally, but I obviously see the upside case. I just hate this range. It's awful. Higgins, yeah, he just went, so he wasn't on that list. So Higgins, sure. I don't mind Higgins. It's nice that Jaden Reed's falling a little bit. I got him at the turn, at the 8-9 turn yesterday. Darnell Mooney, I still like a lot. I have a lot of Mooney. I'll tell you guys that exposure. Yeah, I'm at 17% Mooney right now. Yeah, just get some onesies. I don't always go tight end here just because I'll double tap quarterback at times. And we know that this is a range for tight ends historically. It's been kind of iffy. But yeah, like getting Knicks also. The other thing that I think about when I get round 8, round 9 quarterback, and I kind of try to start the quarterback run, is when there's teams that have 2 quarterbacks early, like this Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes team. Baker now has Jared Goff. So that's 2 early quarterbacks. When that, and now Burrow with Kyler, that means that there's a lot of teams out there that don't have a quarterback or only have one. And that means that there's a higher chance of panic mode, right? So I will be more inclined to try to get in front of that before the panic sets and CJ Stroud's a early 10th round pick. Because now all these guys, like if we do get like a Stroud type player in this range, like that's such a good value to get Bo Nix here when a pocket passer like that is going a round and a half later. Yeah, I love Luther Burden. Godwin shouldn't be going ahead of Igbuka. I don't know. I'd probably still be drafting Godwin ahead of Igbuka, but I haven't drafted Godwin much at all, and I've drafted Igbuka. This knee scope thing, Drake May went. This knee scope thing is a little bit troublesome. The problem with getting Diggs and hoping for May is just that May is such an easy get, even unstacked. What was your Zap score in Igbuka? It was really good. I loved Igbuka as a prospect. I talked about this over the offseason. I did an episode on it that I thought Igbuka was a nice re-roll in Dynasty for Roma Dunze and got destroyed for it. But they're like back-to-back right now in Dynasty rankings. And we don't know what Igbuka is capable of. And I thought he was a just as good of a prospect as a Dunze was. All right. This is a team where we could go Trey Harris and hope that Justin Herbert makes it back around. Let's do that. I mean, we have Mims as an out in the next round too. Let's go Harris and just kind of see. We need wide receiver pretty bad. Would you rather Brian Robinson or Marvin Mina and Marvin Mims? Marvin Mims. I mean, I'm going to lean wide receiver in most of those cases. I'm just not a Brian Robinson person. Yeah, I'm a confirmed Rome hater. A confirmed Rome hater who has, let's see, 16% Roma Dunze. Yeah. All right, Justin Herbert goes right after I pick Trey Harris. Should have known that was coming. I don't care about the standalone Trey Harris pick, though. It's a dead area of the draft. We need a wide receiver. Had enough running backs. And then now we can, I mean, we might have to reach a quarterback and kind of create a stack. We could go Stroud and get like Dalton Schultz later because we have Harris as a bring back. Could go Trevor Lawrence and just get Diami, Brenton Strange. Done that plenty of times. Jordan Love. Get Romeo Doubs, which I do frequently. I think I need to take a quarterback here, though. Even though we have Stafford, I don't know. Should we just push it? Stafford and Cam and just see if we can do it? Worst case, we get like Rodgers types and we just kind of put something together. I might do that. It might be better for content. I'm not out on Kincaid. I'm just not very in. He's kind of shown us. I'm going to get Mims and just really, really take the risk. Just could completely destroy this team. Yeah, it's the thrill of pushing it. I'll probably be screwed, but that's okay. You know? It's only one draft. You got to live a little, as my COO likes to say. There goes Love. I have a lot of Jordan Love, so I felt less bad about. See, this is bad. I don't like this, that there's 3 quarterbacks there on this team. Like if this Mahomes and Jaden Daniels team gets another quarterback here, I might be screwed. He was playing through injury, but it's like I'm just not one that makes excuse like excuse after excuse after excuse for a dude. We would have seen more, and he's also an older prospect coming out. That's sort of my beef. And I also think that area of the field, Khalil Shakir, is really good. So I'm not out on Kincaid. I'm just not like drafting him aggressively. Yep, there goes more quarterbacks. We're going to have to get like Cam Ward if he's there. Stafford, Cam. I love Bryce Young as a desperation. I have so much Bryce Young. He's my highest rostered quarterback because of this, because I like 3 quarterback builds, and he's always just kind of like I think there's still upside with him. He showed that upside last year when he came back from being benched. No, I don't. I agree that the wide receiving room in Buffalo is pretty weak, but I don't think Khalil Shakir is that weak. Team 7 has 6 running backs. That's funny. Oh yeah, Team 7 has 2 wide receivers through a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's an auto draft team. A lot of these are. Yeah, I'm not like a big Keon Coleman guy. I'm not a big. I mean, they don't really have much. Josh Palmer. But I think Khalil Shakir is good, like legit good. You don't do what he did last year on a per route run basis, and you're as being a bad player. If you don't go 3-6-8-3, what's your typical breakdown? I mean, it just depends. If I'm straying away from that, it just depends on what the build looks like and where I'm investing. I'll feel better about this if we can get Stafford. And then Cam in the next round. And the Puka team didn't get Stafford, which is nice. This team, though, only has Jalen Hurts. So we're in. But this team also stacked Hurts with A.J. Brown. So I think that they think about this game probably intelligently. So don't do it to me, Russ. Don't do it. Because then I'm going to have to reach for Cam Ward. All right. This actually played out all right to get Stafford here. There it is. There's the Mike Glennon look from David Kitchen. So I think a third quarterback is in play in the next round. This actually is not that bad of a squad. Kitchen hears me talking about Cam Ward, and he immediately hops in the chat. Curious. Dylan Sampson keeps rising, man. I think this is about the right range for him, but it's still, he's rising. What are you upset about, Mr. Kitchen? What can I do to help you and make your life better? Yeah, there goes Bryce. This team has 3 quarterbacks. So if this team doesn't go quarterback, okay. We're gonna go Cam next. I mean, Penix is a nice value, but we have Calvin Ridley. I swear, if this team takes a 4th quarterback, we riot. There we go. It's actually kind of worked. Pushing it was not a huge deal. JJ, sometimes these drafts are not downloadable on YouTube. Can we turn that setting on for all of them? Yeah, I mean, I don't. Kitchen, can you help me? Are you downloading because you might not have like internet or something like that somewhere? This squad's not that bad. Do you guys do you like this build? I think I need some more wideouts. And then we'll take like 2 tight ends later. This could be a Chig team. Definitely like a Tyler Higbee team. Oh, you got a flight today. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you can take him off because of Cam Ward. I've taken Ramondre Stevenson more recently. He's fallen a little bit. It seems like he's fallen a little bit, or just like what's going on around him is more chaotic. I had like 0 Ramondre for a while. Do you think DK's $20 contest will fill by kickoff? Seems like they still have a lot left to go. I don't know. That's not really like, I'm not good at projecting that kind of thing. I've seen other people speculate that it won't. What brand of glasses are those? I think these are the David Beckham ones. Look, I got glasses for the first time last summer and I wear them to work. So like all of you guys think that I just wear glasses. I don't wear glasses all the time. You just only see me wearing them because I'm doing live streams. I need to see the computer super crisply. But like my vision is not bad. Like I can do this and still see pretty well. But I like wearing glasses because I like to feel, optimal, if you will. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. I kind of want to get the different frames. I think I want different ones soon, just to have options. Do people do that? Do people have options with glasses? Do they do like multiple pairs? I am a nerd. Any chance you get Mike Clay on late round perspectives this year? I actually was messaging him, and I don't think it's going to work out just because his schedule is so crazy. This could be a Kyle Pitts team, guys. I don't have much Pitts. Bring it back with the Rams. I think we should do it. And then just get a guy late. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to take 14th round Kyle Pitts. Let's see my exposure to Pitts. I am at, oh, wow, I actually have more than I thought. I'm at 7%. I thought I was lower than that. If I get the draft guide, will help with Grandma League. What's that mean? I think Pitts was the right pick there. This feels like an Alec Iamaner team. We still only have 3 running backs, but I'm fine with it, given the capital spent. It's not a Gunnar Helm team. Kitchen, you got to stop with Gunnar Helm. I'm just fast forwarding to round 20 right now, and I'm taking Gunnar Helm. I agree, Connor. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. Eloso. Yeah, what is Grandma League? Am I missing something? Am I just being stupid? Because look, I'm stupid often. I miss things constantly. All right. Where are we at? We could go. I don't really care that deeply about Alec Pierce. I don't really care that deeply about any of these guys. Could go Chig to get a tight end there. Okay, so it's a standard 10-team league. Yeah, it'll help. It'll still help. It won't help as much, but it'll still help. That is a grandma league, though. There's not anything screaming at me here as a go-to. I might go with like Braylon Allen, pair him with Diggs. Someone just took Chig anyway. Let's do that. You got the Knicks Ingram stack I was reaching for yesterday. Pat Bryant. I think Pat Bryant. Oh, I didn't realize Pat Bryant was still there. Yeah, Pat Bryant is on the table. He's probably going to be gone now. That's my bad. I have a good amount of Pat Bryant. Let's see. Yeah, I'm at 15% Pat Bryant. So probably not a bad idea to even out that exposure a little bit. I also, Marvin Mims and Evan Ingram are already on this team. So at least I have a decent stack there. And RJ Harvey. Yeah, run down to my team right now. Eloso, Saquon and Jonathan Taylor, Devonta Adams, Xavier Worthy, Calvin Ridley, RJ Harvey, Diggs, Bo Nix, Evan Ingram, Trey Harris, Marvin Mims, Stafford, Cam Ward. So we stacked all of our quarterbacks. Kyle Pitts for the Rams, bring back, and Braylon Allen. Jaquan, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, I don't think Pitts is like that terrible of a pick. I'm just trying to not be overweight. What players do you have 0% of? I don't think I've drafted Brian Robinson yet. If he beats me with touchdowns, he beats me with touchdowns. I'll deal with it. Michael Wilson's just kind of a body to get some targets. I like De'Ami Brown a lot. Don't want to go Will Shipley. Yeah, I don't have any Deshaun Watson either. Let's just get a body here. Get Michael Wilson. So we're at 3-4-7-2. We'll get one more tight end, one more running back, two more wideouts. No, Tutu's in a good spot. Tutu's probably one of the wideout targets for me. I'll put him in the queue. Tutu and Iamaner are two that I... And then obviously like Higbee as the third tight end. Or Ferguson. Ferguson might be a better fit for this build, but I've gotten way more Higbee. I should probably hedge a little bit. And then running back, I'll just get whomever. I mean, it could be Hunter, it could be Corum. I have a lot, or Taj Brooks. I've been trying to get more of because I think his ADP is going to rise, even though I don't think that the Zach Moss news is anything surprising. Like we should have been expecting that. We've been talking about that on this stream. Yeah, you could go Ray Ray. Ray Ray's another one as a bring back. No, I don't have a Kitchen. You can answer this one. Do you have a DK deposit match code? Depositing now. All right, I'm not going to go De'Ami Brown because there's a lot of players, a lot of wideouts who fit this stack well. But there's not that much. I mean, I think I'm going to reach a little bit. Could go Mason Taylor actually. And get an ADP value and get him with Braylon Allen. I'm going to do that. Screw the third tight end with a stack. So we'll remove these guys. I guess I could have gone De'Ami because of Jonathan Taylor. I wasn't even thinking about that. But it's not. I'm trying to stack these wide receivers. And then one more running back. Could go Brashard Smith. That would be kind of nice. Should probably do that next round. This team is kind of clean. I don't think anyone's going to look at it and be like, oh, you're weak in this one spot. These are usually the teams, though, that don't do as well, it feels like, just anecdotally. But they're the teams that might rate well. So we'll see. We'll see how you guys rate this at the end. Yeah, I could go Adonai at the end of the draft. But I want to stack. I want to stack Stafford with Tutu. I want to get another piece for Cam Ward. Yeah, see if code late round works if you guys are depositing. I got my chamomile tea. I've gotten back onto chamomile tea over the last month or two. It just makes you feel great. You feel all warm. I am on DAC this year. I'm at 12% DAC, I think. I'm at like 15% CD Lamb. I'm at like Or no, sorry, 12% CD Lamb and 15 or 16% Pickens. What is my Pickens exposure? 17% Pickens. So I'm heavy on Dallas's passing attack. Pickens might be a player to target update in the draft guide this week. I haven't fully decided yet. I mean, if you're getting Fields later, like how late? Definitely draft Fields. I love Fields. Dang it, Brashard Smith went. What other running backs can we could go with like a Corum, Taj Brooks. I've been drafting a lot of Manungai and Krosky Merritt. Krosky Merritt probably because of the Dallas exposure I have, but I also think that, like I've been saying, I'm not drafting Brian Robinson that much. Yes, you can see your exposure on. Oh my gosh, Alec Iamaner just got drafted. Could go Chimere DK last round. We actually probably should, because I doubt he's getting drafted much. I'm going to go 2-2 next, even though that's not the ADP play. People just draft 2-2, and it's really tilting when it happens. And I want to get another piece for Stafford. So we'll go 2-2 there. We need one more running back and one more wide receiver. So exposures on DK, go to lineups. And then go to, at the top, it says view exposure. And then you can filter by contest and stuff. You have to be on desktop, though. You can't do it on your app. At least I don't think they've added that. Yeah, brother, Trey Harris went. I took Trey Harris in round 10. Trey Harris is long gone. Yeah, you can't do it on mobile. You can see it in the app as well. Okay, not by contest, though. Where's the app one? You just have to enter a contest. Oh, man. Someone just took Taj Brooks. We can go Ray. I think we should go. I want to go DK for the last pick because no one's going to be drafting him. And then I'm going to go running back here. I mean, Manungai is just like the guy I go to. Should probably put that up here just in case. Sean Tucker. Maybe Sean Tucker. Let's go Sean Tucker. Let's go Sean Tucker. I don't think I have any Miami players. That was kind of a... I wasn't planning ahead because I got sniped on Brooks. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it, brother. I look, I still get a lot of Vele. We could go Vele here. Oh no, wait, that's running back. We could go Vele here and just really stack Denver instead of going with another Tennessee guy. We actually probably should, and just kind of put all of our eggs in the Calvin Ridley basket. I have so much Devon Vele, guys. It's probably going to be a horrific idea. But what I've learned from talking to Best Ball Bros, especially, is that you want players who are live that can get any sort of volume in the final rounds. And I truly think Devon Vele could walk away from the season with like 70 targets. What's my highest exposure? I'll go for a player. I don't know. I tend to just naturally be under 30% for most guys, 25%. So yeah, Vele's gone. We'll just go DK. But if he's there, we'll get Vele. Just wait for the camp hype. When that first hype of Devon Vele gets out there, we're going to celebrate in this chat. Tank Dell, bold. Bold. It's an auto drafter. All right, we'll get Vele. All right, I need you guys to rate this team out of 10. Decimals encouraged. Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams, Xavier Worthy, Calvin Ridley. So really not much stacking going on. RJ Harvey, still not any stacking. Stephon Diggs, Bo Nix to go with RJ Harvey, Evan Ingram to go with Bo Nix and RJ Harvey, Trey Harris, because I was hoping that maybe Justin Herbert would fall, Marvin Mims to extend that Denver stack, Matthew Stafford to go with Devontae Adams, Cam Ward to go with Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts as a bring back in week 17 with the Rams, Braylon Allen pairs with Stephon Diggs for week 17, Michael Wilson was just a body to get volume, Mason Taylor, you get stuff with the Jets going there, Tutu Atwell with the Rams, continue that stack, Sean Tucker as just a player that's got contingent upside, and then Devon Vele to extend that Denver stack. 9.1 because of the Ward pick. 8.1, like how you leaned into the early running back build with only 5 good stacks. Lack of higher rating is because of the ceiling of the wide receiver room. 8.8, 8. This team would be better in half PPR. It's probably true. I like how it made you expose the pieces you usually wouldn't go for. 8.4. Okay. That's what I thought throughout this. I'm like, this is one of those rosters that's like just very solid. I don't think it's the best one that we've drafted on these streams, but it's definitely workable. I think this is the kind of build to go with if you do start RB. Though I do wish I had maybe a little bit more upside with the wideouts. Cool. All right, guys, make sure you are liking and subscribing, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting, all that good stuff. It's very important for us to continue to grow the channel, to be able to say, hey, we should invest more, we should do more. And the more we do that, the more we stream, etc. So definitely do that to help us out. I'd greatly appreciate it. Make sure you're checking out everything going on at lateround.com. Draft guide is available for sale right now. I dropped Becoming a Best Ball Bro today with one of the best in the space, Adam Levitan. That was a fun conversation to have. He's a great dude. So definitely check that out within the Late Round Fantasy Football podcast feed. Otherwise, everyone have a great day. And as always, thanks for tuning in.